these things up here. But okay, now I'm live. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm put my green screen back up here. There it is, right there. Yep. I'm gonna put all the grace across here today. Some people I think it was great anyway. That was great, or it is great. Who is this right here? Who is that? I was just snapping their pictures yesterday. They was at the top. Yeah, y'all was funny. I want y'all to know that Isaiah and Magic, they were funny yesterday. Yeah, I caught the joke. I don't blame you. I really don't. But anyway, I was gonna talk about them today. This Planet Rock. Planet Rock is the sure stop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see it, right? That's I don't own none of these pictures, so let me just say that I'm just talking about this because I've been sitting here. I guess I was on a practice run. I don't know what I was on, but anyway, today I came on here to talk about some stuff. Because right now, my I want these people right on now. Because these people, I need a picture of Kareem. Let me see. Hold on. Because he too. I got Magic Johnson. And Isaiah Thomas. But anyway, okay. Well, I'll talk about Kareem because I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the first person who showed me that alley. Oh, there go. That's who that was. That was Kareem right there. That's who that was. That was Kareem right there in the glass. Not a good picture, but yeah, that's it. Let's see. If I can take it. I'm trying to get meat off the screen. I don't want to be seen right now. Try to be seen. Let's see. I don't want all that. How you doing? You coming in? You know I'm finna start talking. Might not be what you like, but I'm a historian. I like to talk about history, and I like to talk about colorful situations and concerns. It might be concerns on. I don't know how y'all said YT, okay, concerns to everybody, the whole world concerns really, but preferably colorful. Because I was talking earlier, I was showing him Magic Johnson, and I was talking about our last names, right? Our last names, they say, are slave names, but I want to give you an enhancement. Because not everybody was enslaved. We were not all enslaved. We was in captivity. And there's a difference. Some of the royal families went into captivity, but they was not put in slavery. But they was down to the lowest of the low. All right? And reason being is because they fought back. You know what I'm saying? When you fight back, you know, it's just, just do something to them. And so, anyway, the reason I said that is because when you think that you got your slave master last name, like Mr. Johnson, for instance, the Johnson family name goes, and that's a deep name because it's all over. You know, a lot of people are kin to the Johnsons. And we had a president named Andrew Johnson. And I believe there was another Johnson president. But Andrew, he was the last to own slaves as a president. All right? So now, and the reason I'm bringing this up about the last names, and I understand Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them were young and going through the same thing. Practice was what we're going through now today. I mean, ain't nothing changed really. But what I'm trying to say is, and I just give a scenario like, can you remove this out of my page at the bottom? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Thank you so much. That means try not to put nothing in the chat box that you won't put on your own chat box. But if you so happen to do, and I catch it, then I'm gonna ask YouTube to be my give me one of them moderators and just exit y'all off the line. But I mean, it really don't matter to me, because if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So, but anyway, I'm talking about our last names, Malcolm X. And the reason they choose to give themselves different names, your name, your last name, for any color folk, any indigenous Aboriginals in America, your last name ties you to this land. Okay? And that's the reason it's very important that you do not change your last name and accept your last name. Your granddaddy was, your mama was, and their mama was, and whatever. You feel me? And so we'll go back to Fred, what's his name? Sanford and Son, when he was trying to tell that to Lamont. Boy, my last name is Sanford. So you got to understand this. You understand? So you have people coming into this country right here, and they take your last name, believe it or not. Your last name is more important than their last name, because they don't own nothing in this country. Get mad about it. Oh well. So what I'm saying is, the ownership of the land, since God gave it to his children, and you want to be God's child, and the atrocities that God's children have suffered upon you coming in and taking over our land and destroying our human dignity, that does not make you a child of God. That makes you a child of the God that you serve. Because these are the planetarians that came into this country. And they have reconstructed their faces, they have reconstructed their bodies, they have did everything. Surgery is their number one thing. Alright? And you go back and look at them forefathers and their mothers as they came into this country. They don't look nothing like them folks no more today. Why? Because they want to be you. And don't get upset. It's the truth. These are facts. Now, I've been told this. Okay? I've been told this now. And these ain't words just coming from my own, or it's coming from my mouth, but they came from YTE. Okay? It ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's time that we reconcile with each other. You understand? The atrocity that was done in Australia, when they talk about conquering and dividing, how much of the land had to be divided for y'all to conquer all of us? See what I'm saying? Australia, America, South America, Africa, the islands, we was all a part. So the strength was wealth. And then when you have, as Malcolm X called, an in-house Negro compared to the field Negro. See, they ain't come here and do this on their own. No. Not if you got black Spaniards. They came here and help conquer. Huh? Okay. Some of them your friend today, still smiling in your face. You know what I'm saying? and dare you to talk about anything that you believe in other than Christianity or Judaism or Islam or anything like that. In Islam, it's okay with me. It's just, it's still, go back to over him. But I recognize Allah, because I know for a fact that he is a God, and I've seen him for myself. So that is okay with me. And as my mother would say, allow people to choose what they want to choose in life. Because you don't know who created them people. I know that I'm created by the creator that I feel like who created the earth and the universe, the waters, the stars, the moon and the sun. And I come from the moon and the sun, the celestial beings. But they also have a creator too. They were self-created. All right. So now, who created the planets? That's going to be another story in the day. Who created the planets? Did God create the planets? Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, and all the rest of them. So they said some more like that, but I don't know. I hadn't seen. I just seen something, but I can't tell you exactly what it is. Okay. So, but I will say this. As we move along in life today, I'm just gonna tell you, you're behind in technology, and that's just my take on it. And that was from 1996, and in '96 I was probably 16 years old. And the things I saw at that time, I haven't seen it in this world yet. So when you destroy what is, you destroy all the things that are good, trying to get to whatever it is that you're trying to get to, because I just been trying to figure that all out. What is it that you're trying to get to besides this land? I mean, because you done already figured out from you coming from, if you're a planetarian and y'all had them kings and queens up there, and you came down here and realized that you didn't need a king and a queen, and you came down here and you noticed that God had blessed us with all of this beautiful land, and we had fruit trees everywhere, and all the diamond, the gold, the rubies, the minerals, man. And now you can go back to, they say Europe, but to me, Europe was probably always a part of our land too. The planets is what they call planet rock. Like Martin Luther King said, the planet landed upon us. So, and how they decided to break up the earth and divide us and conquer us is the story. Because they realized that they had to have our people, our names, okay? Our people and our names in order to move forward. In order to write a constitution. And the true Constitution actually came from the Blackfoot Confederates and the Iroquois Nation. That's where the Constitution derived from. Because we was a people with a Constitution. We was a people with a government. Chief Joseph was our governor. He was the governor of all the land. If I'm lying, you put it in your book. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, your last name, Johnson, Thomas, Smith, what other last name I could think of is real, Jackson, the Bonners, the Faulkners, the, oh man, I just go on and on, the Bakers, the Freemans, the Gillises, all of these names are indigenous names. These are indigenous people. Because whenever you go into the rapids, Whenever you go into their records, they're not giving you their master name because they didn't have no masters. They're indigenous people. And they have these last names. Okay? Everybody was not enslaved. There's a difference from being enslaved, chattel slavery, and being a captive, held prisoner of wars. Alright? And being exiled in your own land. Alright, people? Come on now. So we're at a point in life today where I heard a woman, an indigenous woman say, I believe it was on yesterday, she said, I'm so delighted that the people are waking up. The indigenous people, the Aboriginals. And that ain't just meaning, being conscious of everything around you. I mean waking up. Waking up to know that if they put in their Bible, you should not bow to them. Who is them? Who you should not bow to? Who is them? You should not make any graven images which are in the heavens. Who up in heaven? You should not make any graven images of those who are under the earth in the waters. Who is up under the earth and in the waters? See, that sounds Egyptian to me. Because we call Nun the waters, Osiris the god of the underworld, and we have the gods who are above. You understand? You want to look at it at nighttime, you see them out there sitting in their chairs. You feel me? Star beings. The gods. The goddesses. So I'm just saying, who you should not make an image of? Well, I tell you what, when they made that camera gives you a photogenic image of who's ever standing around, or yourself, or your family, right? And you should not make any graven images. Come on now. And you should not bow down to them. And you should put no other God before me. Me. Let's see. Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me with this? I want somebody to help me with this. I know some of my not my followers, but my followers. You know what I mean by my followers is on him. But y'all, I'm glad you're him. Keep coming. As they say, keep coming back. More will be revealed. You feel what I'm saying? I just want to say something now. They said, you should not bow to them. You should not make any graven images. And I'm talking about this camera now. You feel me? Yourself, the world, the waters. Everywhere you go, you making a graven image. Every time you shoot that camera, boom, graven image, graven image, graven image. Oh, look at the water, it's beautiful. Graven image. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of it. Tell them up out of here. That's what I finished. Let's see. It is I or it is me. Okay. What I want to look up, because I it's been a while since I've been in school, and I don't remember everything. I ain't gonna pretend to. I asked this thing here one question, but I know what it is. It's they AI, which I can't stand. I hate the AI because I don't need your AI. I asked the computer one question. I don't need AI, your special intelligence, because that intelligence ain't that special to me. Shit. And I wish you would go ahead and leave up out of my life. Because this is my phone. Okay. Okay, so it's a personal pronoun, right? That's what I was trying to find out. However you use the word me, but it's a personal pronoun. And when it's a personal pronoun, when you're reading, you refer to me as who. Now, if you read that same, you go read it for yourself. Put no other God before me. That's a very important scripture. You understand what I'm saying? It's so much that we got to really understand, when it comes down to, because sometimes I look at these people that's come, the founding fathers and all that they've done and what they're doing today, and I look at them and I just say, God, what is it about them that makes them do the things that they do? And why I can't just really be just, so angry, because I know that my Creator is a God of love. And my God is a soul being. And when you have a soul, you're just different. That's all. You're just different if you have a soul. And the disadvantage of having a soul is allowing all these people who have no soul to come and to do the things that they do to you. They walk all over you like you a mat on the floor. You feel me? Like you don't exist. But really, it's the other way around, isn't it? A person without a soul doesn't exist. That's the real truth. So, I wanted to kind of make a bold statement and say, your forefathers, when they came, they mixed with the indigenous people. They killed half of them, they mixed with half of them. But they didn't realize they needed their soul. They needed their soul. A little black boy came here. And he came from right up there in the heavens, as you would call it. God's domain. Came here with a just singing and a dance, you know what I'm saying? Oh, afro rolled out on his head. In 1970, he made a song called Off the Wall. I wonder what that meant. Off the wall. They taking us off the wall. And you go into Egypt and you see all of these pharaohs and things upon the walls. And how they went and chipped them. And how they went and carved them out. And how they went and dug them out. Just broke all the temples down and dug these people off the walls, man. Off the wall. Yeah. And I'm wondering, sometimes I'm like, God, is this your plan? Because, sometimes you look at things and you can see the destruction of things, and then you see the reconstruction of things, and then you be like, wow. And then I say to myself, God, I remember back in the day they would push us uptown to downtown, all because they didn't want us around. And then I say, next thing you know, here they go. They moving out their neighborhood. So here comes black folk. Now they gonna move out their neighborhood. But what they do now for the Spaniards that's mixed with the Mexicans, I don't know what all they mixed with, but they mixed with something. And the reason I'm talking about all this was because color folks really need to know who they are. Quit thinking that that's your slave master name. Tell your slave master that we know that he had to connect to your last name. Because he needed some indigenous people in order to make everything happen in his world. Yahweh. We will do it Yahweh. So, my grandmother married a Smith. Where he got the last name from, I have no idea. I just know she married a Smith. Now, my grandmother was, I gotta say, she was a bushwhacker and a son. And taking down the Port Gibson. Now, there's two Port Gibsons that I know of. One down there in Mississippi, over there by, what they call the place? Natchez, Mississippi. But we talking about the place that they had them over here in the Indian reservation with Telequa and all of that stuff. Because later she went into Telequa, where she had a sister who had been whited out. And her name was Amanda Gillis. All right. Their father's name was Dave Ross. Take note. Be a Huguenot. Be a scribe. Take note. So, my last name, I got it from my mother. And she got that from her father. And her father told me it was just an adopted last name from the people who took over our land. And then some of the land, he said that his uncle took and gave it to the white man. But whatever happened to him? Done lost his mind. Walking around the street, nobody wanted to claim him no more. That's just the way things work, you know. But however, you know, strenuous matters take strenuous action. So, your last name is very special because it ties you to this land. It ain't gonna tie you to Africa over there. It ain't gonna tie you to up there to Europe. But it's gonna tie you right here to America. You understand that? So be proud of your last name. A lot of the activists, you know, the black activists, as y'all would call them, or the color activists, or the whatever they was, you know, the people who was trying to help change the situation. It's not that they was getting everything wrong, and or you know, but they had to learn, you know, and being educated. You know, I get, you know, I am educated, but I don't use what they call perfect English because I didn't come from a perfect English family. You understand? I came from a family that spoke Ebonics or Geechee or a broken language. This is the way we talk, and that I love it, you know, because you know, like anybody else, I want to keep my language, even if it was broken English or whatever. You know, I'm the type of person I've never really tried to measure up to other people. I always had my own style. I always did my own thing. You know, never been jealous of a person a day in my life. I don't have a reason to be. Not one. I always believed if you want something, you go out there and get it. That's what I believe. So, but I came on here today. I've been listening to a lot of music this morning. I was listening to the old school music because old school music, to me, has a lot of rhythm in it. It has a lot of beats. It has a lot of words and meanings. And when I think about the music, that I really don't listen to music like new music. I really don't. So maybe one day I'll give it a chance. I tried to listen to some of the the younger people. And at one time it was this girl I was listening to. I thought she was just really hot, because I was connecting with her in a cosmic way. In a cosmic way. But when she came back to Earth, she was all thrown off. You see? I ain't for nobody that ain't for me. I will never be. And that's just the way it goes. I'm not going to ever be for nobody that's not for me. We have people in our family we was close, like, as they say, like they tie us to their rope. That's how close we were. And then you love somebody. These people, how can you have somebody that love you, but you turn around and stab them in their back and really didn't never have no love for them in the first place, but you knew that they loved you. You knew that they loved you from the very start to the very end. But that's okay. Life goes on. Water under the bridge. And as they say, blood is thicker than water, but I don't think so, because see, water to me is the most important. Blood can come from anywhere. But you might have green veins, and my veins might be purple. You see? So I don't want to say we all bleed the same just because it's the same color. You understand? But once somebody, do something like that to you, the outlook on life is just different. It's just different. It's just different. But to the colored people of this world and in this nation, and to the Nubians, because y'all know y'all have done wrong. Y'all know y'all have done wrong. You know you have done wrong, and I'm going to keep repeating that until you apologize. And your apology might not be good enough, but until you apologize for doing wrong to your own sisters and brothers, whom you mixed with and had babies with, to your own sisters and brothers, you did this too. And you know you're guilty. But I'm going to be like Jupiter, the god Jupiter. How did he put it? I won't hold you guiltless. That's in the Bible. I won't hold you guiltless. Because you know what you have done. And I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to move on to where I want to be. But I got to get that out of my system, because it's just inside my soul. Is just, your mother told you, like mine told me, you just disgust me. And you got to understand that. You disgust me. And I wish the little red-eyed gal, the little devil's child, quit coming up to me and asking me questions about my journey, about my spirituality. Every man has his own spirituality. I can't tell you how to get spirituality. I can't tell you which road to take, because I don't know who you are. You know who you are. And if you don't, you must find out who you are. You can search within inside yourself. Everything is within inside of you. Anything on the outside of you might be a lie. But one thing I know, if you have a soul, God ain't gonna lie to you. And that's all I gotta say about that. But these white folks out here putting rules over your ass. That's what I mean by that. For some of you Negroes, for some of you black folks, that got all these dead niggas coming inside my truck right now. Them flies, You got flies, you got a bunch of dead people right now. Get on back, boy. Yeah, someone go somewhere. But anyway, listen. When you start your spiritual journey, the first thing is confession. And if you don't have anybody you can go to confess your faults, you know, for colored people, when I say colored people, I mean indigenous, Aboriginals of America. Colored folks, not black folks. All right? If you want to be in a group of black people, that's fine with me. That's your own business. But you can't categorize me. No matter how dark my skin is. You understand? I am blackened by the sun. I've been outside in the sun since I was a child. I was born like this. I came like this. You understand? I came like this. For a reason and for a purpose. I'm here. You see? So, what I'm saying is, the Aboriginals, the indigenous people of America, the islands, the you know, from Australia, America, you know, South America, you know, we all the same people, y'all. We really are. We are the same people. We just different children, you know. We have different mothers and fathers. That's all. Just different mothers and fathers. You know what I mean? So, but you got people here in America today who are claiming to be indigenous to this land. So I had one man here, and this is just examples like with the names. I went into this place, and this was a fairly new place. They just getting started and everything, and I went in, and the man's name happened to be Mr. Smith. And I said, how did you get the name Mr. Smith now, knowing this man ain't even from America? He said, oh, God gave me that name like that. I said, oh, really now? Okay, God gave you that name. So, unfortunately, sir, I just don't believe that God gave you that particular name here in America, because you don't even speak that language. I mean, you mean to tell me in your language there's a Smith? Because you coming from up that way in Europe, Georgia, wherever, you know, somewhere up in that plain over that way. You know. And when they come to this land, they need to be attached to you, because you makes the difference. After all these many years, all these times these people say we from Africa, why in the fuck, if you don't need us and you don't like us, why in the hell you ain't put us on that airplane like you did them Ethiopians and sent us over there to Africa? Somewhere. You see? And now the Ethiopians have returned. They put them on the airplane, took them out of the mountains, took them over there to Israel, and told them that that's what they land over there. These people have found their way back over here, right over here in America, in the mountains, at that. You understand? The Game of Thrones, I guess you could call it. But, however, even when the Africans come here, they might not tell you Americans that they know that this is the homeland. Sorry about that. I don't need y'all to see my eyes. I'm getting the glasses. Listen, they will tell you that this is the true homeland of Africa. They see it before the white folks plant these trees out here on them. And on you too. You see, they plant their trees over your trees. You dig what I'm saying now? To cover up the land. You know, and then they say, well, we got a ski resort over here. You got a ski resort now. How you get there? Oh, okay. So I understand. That's cool. You want to ski? Go ahead. But shit, if I could, I'd just take me a piece of cardboard and go straight down the mountain. As long as it ain't rocking, since you done broke all the rocks and everything, it'll just make me old lying down through yonder, you know what I'm saying, on a piece of cardboard. Lay down, just have me fun, just going on down. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? It ain't much different than us. You know, they need, I guess they left their planet or something, and it was cold up there. Or maybe, it was so cold that that's the reason their skin looked like that, because they're not melanated. Maybe that's what it was. And the sun wasn't shining on their planets or something. But they tell me the sun circles the planets. So I'm not understanding these people when they move out here where the sun at. Live right up underneath the sun. You see? That's what I'm talking about. They putting the wolf over your ass. Because see, when white folks came into America, and I wasn't there when they first got there in the 1400s, in the early 1400s. I wasn't there then. But count it up. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 16 years later. A millennium, however you want, centuries later. 16. I mean 6. 6 years later. I was there. And I seen the people who was coming into the country. I seen what they looked like. You understand me? Some of the people, and I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of them, and they want to talk about black folks wearing weed. Well, let's talk about the white folks wearing weed today. Because a lot of them, they would lose their hair like that. They would age like that. Okay? And they body, the way they built up, they made gyms for them. They didn't make gyms for you. A gym ain't for you. The outside is for you. That's what's wrong. When you got conditioned to Yahweh's. You know who Yahweh's is? Yeah, his name is Yahweh. Yeah, Yahweh's. Yeah, his way. You got conditioned to his ways. That's it. And it has broke your spirit. You understand? But your soul being, you got 3. Soul, S-O-U-L, solar, S-O-L-A-R, S-O-L-E. It yearns for what it desires, from which it came. Just like they yearn for what they desire, from which they came. You see, that's the difference. I'm just saying. So, another thing, it's not that I don't want to be sociable with other people, but don't blame me for your disassociation, for the place from which you have come. Don't blame me for that. Blame yourself. Go back to your foreparents, and blame them, because the children have to pay for your foreparents' sin. That's what they got in the book. That's what's in the Bible. Children got to pay for their sin. Don't blame me for nothing that y'all done did, or nothing that you're going through. This ain't got nothing to do with it. And that's the God help them true. As they say, the God help them true. Let's keep my shades on. Well, I'll pull these up right quick so I can keep my shades on my eyes. Yeah, there you go. So, anyway, don't blame me for nothing that you're going through. You feel me? Because life ain't fair. Life ain't fair. It really ain't. I've been going through this shit for 56 years. 56 years of my life. And the promises that I've heard since I've been here, ain't not one been killed. Not one been killed. But I've seen everything that's been done. You switch out one for another. Just switching them out. Like a pair of panties. You did. That payment, please. And the thing about it is, Religion happens to be so strict. It's so strict. You can't do this, can't do that. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't kill, don't steal, don't do this. But you come killing, stealing, doing everything that you tell these people not to do. I'm just saying. Stolen land, stolen resources, stolen minerals, stolen children, still doing trafficking today. I could keep going on and on and on. Falsifying laws, falsifying documents, imprisoning people falsely. I could keep going on and on and on. And you want me to believe in who? No, no, no. I believe in me. See, I was created from the creators. That's what I believe in. I've been waiting on you for 56 years to take care of me. And you have failed miserably. Because you had no intentions in the first place. So you give some a little this and a little that. Most of them was the chief's children. Huh? See, that's what I mean by falsifying the records. They chief's children. See, some of our chiefs was tall. Tall men. They're still tall. Some of them was short. But not that short. They will either stand by 6 or 6'7" or something like that. But our chiefs was tall men. And if you don't believe me, go into the National Archives and check them out. They got them right up there for you. At Karnak, at the White House. The Potomac River there. But anyway, I really forgot what I came on here to talk about, but I guess this is it, right? Because I always, the names, the names. Because a lot of people think they got something over on you when you going around here and you say your last name this, and they say, oh yeah, my grandfather's last name was too. He was probably your master. Bitch, I ain't had now. Consider no man your master. Not even God, which is in heaven. I've never had one and refuse to have one. I do what I gotta do. You understand that? Why you think they showed you Roots beating that man out of his name? Because he needed that last name. You want your name. Them the folk coming from Africa over there. As they say, Roots really didn't even exist. It was a fake situation. But we know people came over here from Africa. We know that for a fact. Because in our communities, when we would hear the slang talk, oh, you African booty scratcher, that's slang talk. But anyway, my whole point is, honor that name that you carry for your father, for your mother, and your grandparents, and your forefathers. Honor the name that you carry. That's just like when they came, they gave you Jesus. Honor the name Jesus. Go ahead. But when you call God, I said when you call God, then God is going to recognize that, wait a minute, they said God and saying Jesus. And Jesus done, for some of y'all, I'm just going to talk about myself because I can't tell nobody else nothing about their life. Alright? I'm going to say Jesus ain't never came to my rescue. I ain't going to never say Jesus ain't never did nothing for me. But on the truth of the matter is, from whence I came, I lived with my grandparents. And they knew everything I was doing. They knew, all of this stuff. So everything I experienced was not Christianity when I was in the Christian church. Unfortunately, I just didn't understand it at the time. But I'm glad I had the experience. That's really, I don't tell people don't go to church. You know, it's your choice what you want to do. You know? The Bible to me is just a coded book. Some of the information to me is, you know, it's legit. But, you know, when they talk about, let me explain what I'm trying to say. When they talk about Egypt, is this much information in that book. And when they label black folks as black people, they ain't talking about the people who done been inbred, the half-breeds, you know, the people that have got whited out. I ain't talking about, you know, your cousin there. I'm talking about you. And this only applies to those who understand it or who, you know, can gravitate to what I'm saying in this message. Everything ain't for everybody. So, what I'm saying is, they had this much about Egypt in their Bible. Their intentions was to come and destroy the greatest civilization on earth. That's what their real true intentions was. And as Abraham in their Bible said, he looked and he seen these people building these great temples. And he came down from the land of Earth. You understand what I'm saying to you now? And when they came from out of the fiery furnace that was over there in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, we all have to go through. Well, am I this way? Or, you know, hey girl, what's up? You know what I'm saying? My nigga, you know, what you got going on? You feel me? Oh, yeah, I got you, baby. Come on over here. You know, I'm going to do you right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Everybody that understand that you're going to go through some changes in life. You're going to go through some fiery furnaces in life. You're going to go through the flames in life. You got to go through it. But if you want to be God's child, you must take it like a man. Quit whining. Quit crying. You understand? Quit whining and quit crying. If you want to be God's child, take it like a man. It don't matter what we go through, as long as we come out clean on the other side. You understand what I'm saying? And this for white folk and black folk and colored folk. You dig? That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's for all of us. Know thyself. Them people, all these people that's been coming on these social media and talking this stuff, you know, those was messages from God. But we want to just give them some type of discrepancy, like, oh, that nigga don't know what he's talking about. Oh, this one here, he's this. And, you know, the first thing they do is try to find something on you, point their fingers at you, say you ain't shit, and you ain't gonna never be shit. Well, it don't matter, because shit is shit. And if you know about shit, then you are it. You understand? It's called tag team, bitch. What you say about me, in reverse is said already to you. You understand? What you do to me, it's already in reverse. And not upon revenge, but upon vengeance. Because I ain't fucking with you. Why is you fucking with me? You understand that? What you want to know, you find out for yourself. My grandfather didn't tell me nothing. My mama didn't told me nothing. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Get on back. Now he come in here. Get your ass about him. Get on. Get. I told you now. Those are entities. Flies, bugs, rats, you know, gnats, grasshoppers, the crickets, worms. All of these are entities. I'm telling you, I have had the greatest experience of my life here on this earth. And I thank my Creator and the God who created them to allow me to come to the greatest place on earth. The whole universe is the greatest place on earth. It truly is. So, and I haven't been nowhere besides here. I don't even want to venture out. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is to know another place will to be to make a new creation. Because everywhere God's children go, there's going to be a new creation created. It's going to be a new scene. It's going to be new things. That's just the way it is. And that's the reason for a long time, even up to this day, from the founding fathers' time up to right now, these people have, like I said, conquered every terrain around the universe. And they use God's children like a piece of damn tissue. But they want to be God's child. And they feel somehow they can switch us out. Well, we need to go over there and live over there. Maybe that'll work. Well, we need to kill this one or get rid of that one or we need to change this or we need to do that or that's what I look at and see outwardly. And then I look at the people, and some of them can be so nice and so sweet. But them is always the ones you gotta make sure you watch. The quiet ones. The smiling ones. Hi, how you doing? Oh yeah, everything's great, I don't like the great pretender. But I'm on this universe, I'm on this earth. So I have to go through what I gotta go through, just like you gotta go through what you gotta go through. But we as a people, we are one people, but we are many in numbers. We are many, as the Jamaicans would say, one people, but many tribes. And every tribe is different. And acceptance to that fact is our only answer. We're all different because we come from different tribes. A lot of us don't know our tribes with which we came. A lot of us don't. But it don't hurt you to find out. These white people cannot hold free information. It's called the Freedom of Information Act. The freedom of information. And the ultimate freedom of information lies within you. Your DNA strands. Your just everything about you. And I know there's been a lot of kids out there that's been adopted, so they have to go way back. They have to travel, ins and out, and a lot of different things they have to go through. And these people should stop holding these adopted children records. When they get to a certain age, they should be free to know who their real parents were. Whether they was a drug addict, whether they was bipolar, whatever their situation was. They should be able to know their parents. Their true biological parents. Because everything about that person is important. It's okay to love the people that raised you and you really believe that those who is really your parents. But you got to know, that your parents' DNA connection to you, it could be a royal lineage. Who knows? And you going back into that royal lineage happens to, bring about creation stories. Because the earth, who create the earth is those who are created from the Creator. And we all say we are created from the Creator, but we don't all act like it. How can you say you was created from the same God I was created from, but you don't even love me? How you can say you was created from the same Creator, but you prejudice and you got this problem when you see dark skinned race of people or white skinned race of people, because there's some black people that's prejudiced too. And then you got black people who are prejudiced against other dark skinned race of people. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So it's good to know where you come from. You got earth people. You got clay people. You got planetarians. You got we was all created from something. Any thirsty some bitch, they weren't created by the water. I can bet you that there. Huh? I guarantee you. Weren't created by the water. I'm finna jump to another subject now because I'm tired of talking about that. I'm quite sure y'all are too, but I'll be glad when I got some videos I'm gonna share with y'all, because I like talking about history. History was always one of my favorite subjects. Why, I don't know, but it always have been. History was easy to me. One of the hard subjects. The hard subject was mathematics, English, stuff like that. But I was a good student in mathematics. Don't get me wrong, because I know how to count my money. So I need y'all to, send those settlement papers on over here so I can see them. Shoot them on into my box right quick so I can see that. I said, don't think you're getting over on me. Run over here and run over there. Yeah, but let's go back to Christianity, Well, when I first got into Christianity, my first thing I did was study. Because they got it in their book. It says, study to show yourself to be approved of workmanship that should not be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? So hell, I studied. What was I studying? I was studying that book. You feel me? I was studying that book. I don't know. Hold on for a minute. Excuse me. Okay, they done dim my phone down. Okay. Yeah, dim my. This might be me. It could be dim. Oh, let's see. Creepers, that's big, ain't it? How did that happen? Anyway, so I'm gonna say this. So I started studying the book. I read that book, I know, about 3 times before the end of that year. And this was back in probably 2016. Somewhere along that 2015. No, 2016, 2017. Somewhere along up in there. I gotta put my glasses on because I gotta fix the dead gun phone. Huh? Dang it. Let me see what's going on. Let's see. They say you can I don't know. Y'all know how to do this. Okay. I don't know. That's just YouTube, being ugly again. I don't know. Let me go back that way real quick. Hold on for a minute. Don't need that. What I need though is there you go. Okay. Let's go. Cigarette. People, I noticed I didn't know a lot of stuff. I didn't, especially on this journey here. But when I was in Christianity, I'm trying to see if I can see myself. Oh, this the sunlight. Yeah, it's beaming pretty hard, ain't it? Yeah, it's the sunlight. Cover the sunlight. All right. So I'm just making sure y'all see my face while I'm talking. But normally I have it turned somewhere else where y'all can look at something else. But when I was in Christianity, and of course I grew up in the church. Well, Mama made us go to church, especially when we wanted to go to the skating ring or something like that. Go out, We used to be able to go to the wrestling, watch wrestling at Friday nights. When we weren't going to wrestling, we was going to the skating ring or some was, to the pools or, different activities that we had around town. We was able to do some of everything back then, y'all. I mean, it was fun, what I'm saying? Being outside in nature and walking up the street and walking down the street and going to football games and basketball games and all different kind of stuff, what I'm saying? We didn't have to have our parents to drive us here and that drive us there, Shit, we was able to do all this stuff ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Gave us great responsibility. But the world has become so dangerous now, but it's been dangerous, way before you got here. Alright. But in our community, I'm about to jump, but let me go back to Christianity. So, anyway, being in Christianity for me, I believed in what this world of Christianity was, how it was being taught. But my thing was, is falling in love with God. That was my thing. I fell in love with God, and when I let myself down, because you can never let God down. When I let myself down, I beat myself up a lot. So, in other words, in Christianity, it's so daggum strict. I went in there and these people, they were just all wearing dresses and stuff like that. I was a tomboy girl. So I was just always used to wearing pants and shorts and whatever else, but I used to wear dresses to church, so pardon me on that. But my thing was, when I got into Christianity, these people, they wasn't celebrating this, they wasn't celebrating that. I understand that. A lot of this stuff is pagan to them because it's not, our natural heritage holidays. A lot of our holidays were stripped from us. Like, we don't have Thanksgiving. We have harvest time. We don't have, what I call harvest time is when everything is coming in and you gather all the fruits off the land, the vegetables, all the good stuff off the land that God has given us. And we come together and we all sit around and have this one big happy dinner with everybody, and we give our thanks to God, and we put sacrifices on the offerings, and we give our great smellings, our incense, and all that stuff unto God. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it's supposed to be done, whether that's in your religion as Muslim or as Islams or as Judaism, as Jews, whatever, or as Christians, because Christians have their way, but they all call it Thanksgiving. Alright? So we don't have a fall season because nothing was falling on us except for the planets. We have a season called autumn. Autumn is our season, which is coming up right now, the month of August. So we have the August God, who is, he's the God of this season. And he's the one who tells, we don't have a groundhog. We have the autumn God who tells us about winters. That's what we have. So, and this is just Aboriginal, indigenous American history for a lot of the tribes who know this and who don't know this. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't. So if you care to learn, that's on you, but if you don't, oh well, you take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? Because to me, I don't feel like the indigenous people or the Aboriginal people was out to hurt anyone. I just don't believe that, because I just can't see it. I grew up with people who was loving and who was caring. That's what I grew up with. And I just can't see it for the life of me that these people would really harm someone. I can't. Now I had an auntie, she cussed like a choo-choo train. Sometimes I do too. But to me it's human nature. I ain't make no excuse, because I don't have a religion. And I respect my higher powers. You know what I'm saying? Those who created me and those who created them. I respect that. But I'm down here, and I'm human, and I'm living a human life. And to try to be perfect, to me that's imperative. But to hurt another man is the only thing that I, call ungodly. When you taking another man's life, or you go and steal another man's belonging, those things like that, or you going and fornicating with another person's husband or his wife, or you take food from from children and then making them starve. If you just all of these other stuff that the Christians be talking about, it's a lot of admonitions that we need to recognize in life. I shouldn't hate you unless you did something to me. You know what I'm saying? I got a right to hate you. Yeah, I got a right to hate you. And hatred is a hard word. But the things that you do, how can I set my emotions and my feelings another way? I can't. That's the reason they got this thing that they created called what they call it, mental health, or you go through some program, or therapy, or all that kind of stuff. Therapy don't fix everything. Your mental is your mental, and if that bothers you that bad, if it gets down in your soul, for you soul beings, but the soulless being, they don't have a conscience. They don't care. But a person that has a soul has a conscience. We have a conscience. And that's what makes us different. But now, if a nigga think that I won't kill him, that's a different story. See, I ain't brainwashed today. Thou shalt not kill. Well, I ain't gonna kill unless I need to kill. Look how much bloodshed has been upon earth. Innocent bloodshed. And you still want to run around here with yourself and think that you better than me? You ain't better than me. You on my land. This is what God gave to me. You ain't better than me. Your skin color, because it's light, it ain't better than mine. It just ain't. And mine ain't no better than yours. When you see two humans in whatever you is, a planetarian or alien, because that's what's on the record, why should I sit around here and pretend? It's aliens on the record, on the application. It's foreigners on the application. It's immigrants on the application. And then there's citizens, which we are called. And we should be called nation people, because that's who we are. God's children, natural born citizens. First class, if there is a class, since you want to classify. First class, with or without. It's almost a sin to be too beautiful. Right? Yeah. Because first thing you gonna say, well, you should not lust. How can you not lust if something is beautiful? This is beautiful. What you want me to do? Close my eyes and run and hide? Not. You feel me? That's just being human, honey. You feel me? It's just being human. What's wrong with you? When you get over there and you shut your mouth, you mean you want me to go shut the door? I go shut that door over there. And you can ask me a little bit better. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to treat people. It's a way to treat animals. God damn it, if somebody kicked your dog, you ready to fight, throw him in jail and kill him. But you'll run around here and hit that deer without no conscience. You'll run over a horse, no conscience. I eat animals, don't get me wrong. But to sit there and kill them like that, without a conscience, I really you leave that up to y'all. Go ahead. If you want to pay for that, not me. I'm going to pray for mine when I get ready to put it in my mouth. You see what I'm saying? And when I see them, I'm going to give them thanks for taking care of me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know when y'all go ever stop having this false pride like y'all all that, because y'all is not all that. That's from the Spaniard to the white man to the, if you call yourself European, but Europeans are really black people. Okay? European people are black. Ain't no way in hell that my mother could have that many European people in her family. And they show up as white people. So I mean, I imagine, well, maybe they was already here then. You feel what I'm saying? But the planetarians, you know, y'all running around here, the aliens, they jumping in and out the van thing, fighting with the guys over here. They, you know, they call it the wind blowing. Those are aliens. They're cyclops. Then you have these little aliens coming down here, you know, and they'll go over there and fight them in the trees, and you get to see the trees, which what's going on right there, you know. And so, you know, when people can accept the world that we live in, we know other people are here other than ourselves. Melanated folks been knowing this. Melanated folks been knowing this. Go and listen to the Australians. They'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you now. Go over there and listen to some of them Africans over there. They'll tell you the same thing. Go and listen to some of the island people. They'll tell you the same thing. We know there's other people there, other aliens, beings on the earth other than ourselves. But y'all want to come and try to pull the wolf over our eye. Like we little sheep, like we so gullible. And I don't even eat lamb. I have, but you know, lamb meat, you know. Okay. Now, so, but it's this little red-eyed girl, and she been on my mind because I'm about tired of her popping up on me like this. You know, she shift-shaped. She be shift-shaped. She come this way 1 minute. You go have to change the color of your eyes or something, baby. Next time, put some blue eyes or some green eyes in or something, because your red eyes tell the whole story. Okay? You ain't fooling me, so don't think you is. Alright? And then a lot of dark-skinned people. Dark-skinned people. I know who you are too. There's things about you that tell who you are. You can go change it if you want to. But there's things about you that tell you who you are. You run around here with skin on too. You know. You want to be a gatekeeper. That's the reason they play basketball. All the gatekeepers should just go play basketball or football and be the goalie. You know what I'm saying? Stand at the goal and block everything coming back. What's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I can't get by that nigga. I gotta slam that nigga. I'm gonna do a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on him, throw the alley hoop on him. There it is. You see it? Oh, okay, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? Just like that. And God forbid you don't want me to be LeBron on you, do you? Cause he gonna do a quarterback move on you down the court. You feel me? All right then. No, I should have said Shaq. Well, he'll damn sure do a quarterback move on. Or no, offensive move on. What you call them? I don't really know too much about football. I used to, but I don't forgot all about it. Because sports just ain't sports to me no more like it used to be. Because real sports is, when you get hurt or injured in sport, you take it like a man, get back up, get healed up, and come on back. You feel me? And no ism skills, no fighting, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got hurt, you got injured. Yeah, you come back, shit. You see, dude, hey, maybe you might win. Hey, come right at him. You know what I'm saying? Phew. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. Can you feel it? I know you did. You feel that tension then? Okay, do it again. That's real sports. You know what I'm saying? Real sports. That's kind of sports I grew up in. You run around that track, fall, hurt yourself, scrap your knees up. Hey, just get on back up, put something on it, some alcohol peroxide, cover it up. Whew. Hopefully you done heal up a couple days so you can get back out there, and go hurdle jumping, a long run jumping, or whatever you want to do. You feel me? So this sissified type of sports is not sports today. That ain't no sports. Arguing on the court, and man, all that ain't no sports, man. That ain't no sports to me. Sports, you get hurt, okay. You come back, hey. Play them again, hey. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. See, but the goal is to win. See, they kill a person born in anything. It's to win. So tell you, I'm gonna cut your head off. Why would you want to cut my head off? What I do to you so bad? What have I done to you? I don't know. You ain't even told me what I did to you. But you want to cut my head off? Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Then I'm gonna go and talk. I'm gonna talk to somebody that you don't know. You see? Cause whoever you talking to, they ain't right. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't right. I'm going to talk to somebody I know. Back in the day, right here on YouTube, they had a lot of good channels on YouTube. Today they ain't got nothing on YouTube. You feel me? Not nothing but a bunch of controversy. People is in controversy today. One want to outdo this one. One want to say this one ain't this and this and that, And especially when it comes to history. You got this man over here, he talking about this. And you got some out here who are they are the indigenous people's enemy. But they act like they for the indigenous people. Or the Aboriginals of America. And to go along with their game, and this is one thing that get me about a lot of these social media channels, because everybody, some people get paid to do what they do. And I understand if your content is really that great, it's okay to, go ahead on and, see what you can get out of them, so don't put all your trust in these people. I ain't asking for nobody for no money. You ain't even got to believe nothing I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is, don't put all your trust into another man. As a matter of fact, trust no man. Information is information. And however you get it, whether you have to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? You take what is good for you and leave the rest. That's anybody. Anything. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't trusting you because I keep watching your page. No, I don't do that. Why would I? I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you like that. It's like you don't know me like that. The first part of research is Ray. R-E. Ray. That's his name. And search. S-E. A. What you go get out of that? C. There's a sea of information when you go and research for yourself. Taking this person's word for this or that, nah, I ain't taking your word, bro. I hear you though. I used to walk in genealogy libraries. You know what they would say to me? Uh-oh. This is the first thing they would say, uh-oh. I'm like, because I done heard it so many times. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. You know what I mean? Oh, okay then. You're right. I agree with you. Wait here. What is this? This is a genealogy library. Go down there to the courthouse. Get your family history record. Marriage records. You know what I'm saying? The city that you live in, the city where you're from. Go and get them folks' information. You out here trusting these people out here on YouTube and they trying to get money out of you to do your research when you can just get your own stuff and do it. And I ain't trying to talk y'all out of not getting paid, don't get me wrong. But in order for you to understand, you can actually just start with yourself. I tell you what you do. There's a lot that you can do naturally. Naturally. Because if you're indigenous, real true indigenous people or Aboriginals to this land, there's something you can do naturally. Because you're connected to the land. And the land is God. You understand that? You understand me? See, these people talking about in the book, let me go teach you how to be fishers of a man. Why would I want to go fishing for a man? For what? I gotta put a hook in it and grab him up and reel him in. Oh, okay. I'm going fishing for a man today. See, that's what they do. They spend their whole day trying to reel you in. You understand that? They come on here with their rituals, with their it could be videos you sitting up here watching, just stupid stuff. And they put in their book, well, how will you be able to tell them apart? By their spirit. See, a spirit man, let me explain, is different from a soul man. A soul being and a spirit being. Spirit beings be around there all the time. They just spirits. They trying to get back inside of a body. See? But a soul. That soul is just like the next level is going to travel. It's so large. You can travel within your flesh. Huh? You ain't even got to come out of your flesh. You ain't listening to me. I said, you ain't even got to come out your flesh. They can bury you. You can still not come out of your flesh because you're a soul being. And that's the difference. But they gonna make you believe. Because if you believe, the essence of believing something is, I'm gonna turn my body over. Damn, it look like a head over there laying down there. Boy, I tell you, the stuff I be seeing, Lord have mercy. And stuff you can find in rocks. Rocks, geography. It's called geography, right? Rocks. The study of rocks. Geology. Okay. Geology. Okay. So, and that was one of my unfavorite subjects in school, College, the professor, it seemed like he was just going to beat me into understanding what this rock form is and what this rock is and what it does and that. Man, I wasn't interested. I really wasn't. But I'm glad that he, emphasized his, what I could call it, his, how teachers, they really be on to you, getting on to you a lot. Like, you don't even want to come back in their class because they got on to you so bad. You feel me? But he was that type of professor. But I thank God for him. I thank God for my history professor. I thank God for my geology professor. I thank God for my woman that taught us how to write dissertations. And I didn't like her either, but these are the people who are giving you something in life so you can go on something. You might not like it, but in the end, you will appreciate it. And that's the truth. Like my first year of 5th grade, it wasn't that I didn't like school. It's just that I just had school just wasn't my interest at that time. I just wanted to play and have fun. That's it. And that's what I went to school to do. Play and have fun. Recess and PE and lunch and recess and PE and lunch. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, I guess in my mind of mine, I used to like to make people laugh a lot, right? So I know when I get down there to the lunchroom and I ain't got no money, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no extra dime or quarter for a cookie or whatever else, I want extra, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's time to get in good, you got to give a gap, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got to do what I got to do. You feel me? And it's the same way with spirituality. You got to do what you got to do. Because your journey is your journey. It's a lot of what they call gatekeepers and door closers and slammers and all that stuff. But what they got to do with me? Because they out here. Me too. I'm out here too. You feel me? Think I'm going to let you keep me out the gate? You gonna stop me from seeing my father and my mother? Oh, no problem. Child, look here. It's time for me to go through this here. My brother, when he passed from this life, he walked straight on through them portals there. And it were people that met him right there. See, I was able to see all that. They wanted me to go to his funeral. Listen, they put in their book, let the dead bury the dead. Even though I love my brother, but it was the situation at hand. And it's the same lady that keep coming up to me right here today, to this day, shift shaping herself. You feel me? Kept that boy body out 3 days. After they done left the hospital and everything, you feel me? I was upset about that. But see, I didn't let that stop me. Because God always got a plan. You understand? God always got a plan. Now, I ain't go to a funeral, but guess what I did? I waited for them when they got down there to their graveyard. In the town where he was born. But you gonna take him somewhere where hardly nobody know. What's your intentions and what's your motivation? All his friends were waiting on him in town. What they? But you know how us color folks is. But anyway, my whole thing is, what did he done pull right on? I wonder why these people just, I don't know what they put. It just be funny to me. Okay, go ahead, do what you do. I see you. Anyway, check this out. They come down there to their graveyard, I had my angel wings on. Oh yeah, I had my angel wings on. I had my mama with a crown on her head. See, cause what the devil mean for me, whatever you think you got for me, you ain't got it for me, baby. But God got another plan. And that's all it is to it. You ain't got to accept it. But at the end, you go like it. Or you go love it one. Because the devil ain't got enough for me. That's true. I don't get it, just lose. And you can take it how you want to. Gatekeep, or whatever you want to call yourself. I don't know and I don't care. See, in this lifetime, and especially for colored people, or indigenous people, or Aboriginal people, it's a lot of us out here, baby. Listen, but let me explain to you. Like, these people, they work to get paid to destroy you. They work to get paid to make sure you never awaken out of this deep sleep. So when I say the gods, you gotta go and study all the gods. Because there's a lot of gods and everybody knows. Keep your eye on the sparrow. A sparrow. That bird flying across that sky, young. Huh? That sparrow. Keep your eyes on the sparrow. You feel me? Alright. Now, when that young lady brought my brother's body down into the graveyard, I let them do what all they was gonna do. And when they was done, I went over and did what I had to do. You can't close that casket on my brother. That's my brother. I did my part. I let them do their part. You see. And the angels of God was all around that place. People started talking about it. The people in town were talking about it. I ain't even know until the woman said something, mentioned it to me, you know. See. I had them to take pictures. I said, take a picture right there. They were standing all around the place. Our souls don't belong to you. You dig what I'm saying? We go back from which we came. And if we decide to come back, we'll come back. You feel me? So we could be taken out. Like right now, I'm sitting right here. And if they decide to come down here and put that force, that energy, that power, and take me while I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now. 5 more seconds. Hand over. You know what? You see what I'm saying? I'm about to get to speaking in my own language. Listen, I'm trying to stop that before I come because there was that force. But let me explain something to you. When that force comes, you can fight it out. You know what I'm saying? Because they hear you when you say, no. I'm not ready yet. No, they hear you when you say it. But I just can't understand people who are so jealous or who just happen to be gatekeepers. Why do y'all didn't stay down there in the underworld and gatekeep? Or why y'all didn't stay up there and gatekeep? Why did y'all have to come down here messing with us? We weren't bothering you. Now we was having too good of a time. Eating good, living good, looking good, all naked, running around here until we find something to put on. Huh? Now we all out of shape. Ain't eating good, ain't looking good. You feel me? And got somebody to deal with every day. You know, that's for the people that still sit around and argue with people and fuss with people and, you know, having a relationship with people they don't need to have relationships with. You know, that type of thing. So, I ain't going to keep y'all too long. I just wanted to come on in and share that with some of the color folk, you know. And don't let nobody categorize you. I don't care if it's a team of them. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't for you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let people categorize you. I don't care who it is. Because you don't work at the White House or you done been a movie star or whatever the situation might be. Let me tell you something about how I really feel about people like that. If you done got that far and you ain't did nothing yet, what the hell I need with you now? You understand? What I need with you now? I stopped watching TV a long time ago. My mother never did get on welfare and all that kind of stuff. And I ain't talking about the people who did, because I'm one of them who took food stamps, don't get me wrong. But my mother never used it. My family never used it. No, sure didn't. Not my immediate family. And I ain't trying to say that made us better than each, but see, they had standards. They had, they had a standard that they went by. But they didn't give me their standard. Because when I went out there in the world by myself and things got hard, somebody said, hey, we'll go get you some food stamps, Nah, let's go ahead and get some food stamps then. Get some food and sell a food stamp. You feel me? And that's exactly what I did. Sure did. Oh well. That's what I did. I had to do what I had to do. You feel me? So people they're gonna try to take care of you the way they want to take care of you. Or give you these handouts. Hand them this, hand them that. I don't mind no handout. But my thing is, if you get out of my way, I won't need no handout. The land you own is mine. All this metal, this iron, this steel, all that come from my grandma. The sky lady. Your rubber, they came from our people. It came from the land. Everything you got belongs to the indigenous people of the world. And you got the nerve to treat us the way you do. That's all I'm going to keep saying. You have the nerves to keep treating us like that. You got nerves. But everybody's nerves can get on. Somebody can get on somebody's nerves. You feel me? You can get on somebody's nerves now. I can get on somebody's nerves. But see, I learned that when I turned 40, it was automatic. And I don't know if there's a lot of other women that are like me. When I turned 40 years old, I stopped letting people get on my goddamn nerve. Oh, I'm going to cuss you out, and I'm going to say what I got to say. But you're not finna get on my goddamn nerve. And I don't care how hard you try. Do what you got to do. Because I'm going to do what I got to do. And that's all this is. When you get a certain age, you don't care nothing about this. Why when y'all see me in the way I be looking, you think I care about what you think? I don't. Because I take care of me. If I keep waiting on the world to do something for me, then I'll be in a bad shape. Look how long the Colorfolks been waiting on reparation. But everybody done got them but you. What they tell you? That you a special being. They gave them to everybody else. And you know what everybody else did? They did what they doing now. Back over here slaving for them. Back over here slaving for them. That's right. Why you think they got the immigrants here? They needed more slaves. Oh yeah, we're gonna be your friend. We're gonna treat you right. So you're trying to get it right now. Oh, got all these years go try to get it right, is you? Well, at least you're making some improvement. You know, the switcheroo games and stuff. When I was down there, I was in Florida. I would take my mother to this doctor's office down there. And when COVID hit, you know, COVID changed a lot of things, but see, nobody seen it coming. The switcheroo game. That's what they call it. Y'all didn't know that, did you? It was called a switcheroo game. Darkness came to take over light. Yeah. That's what their intentions was. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 6 years now. 6 years in. The people that were sitting in his office, all of them got up and left. Ma'am, what happened? Where everybody at? Oh, they ain't telling you. These are the people from darkness. Oh, okay, I got you. And then Google, he's so brilliant. Or the makers of Google and the people who's behind Google, what they do is, I ain't gonna tell you they secret, but because they could be helping you. I don't know, cause you know what I'm saying. I got some information I ain't even asked for. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. This is God. You don't think God can work with this telephone or them computers or anything in here? The World Wide Web? The internet? Why they call it the net at the end? They trying to catch somebody in the net. You feel me? In the whale. The carb whale. You can get through some carbs though. You know what I'm saying? As long as the spider don't get you first. But it's just a bite. You know what I'm saying? Power. Your strength. Huh? Why do they call it the knowing? They say, oh, you don't know nothing. The first thing folks say to you, oh, you don't know nothing. You ain't no doctor. I might not be a doctor, but goddamn it, I bet you ain't gonna let you doctor on me. I bet you that. How about that? Now I know that. Now why do they call it the knowing? Knowledge is knowing. Believing is just an assumption. I said I was gonna let y'all go. I was gonna sit here. Waiting my time, boy, I tell you. Whew. But the world is ever changing. The world is ever changing. We've been going through this stuff here for a long time, many centuries now. Many centuries. And you know what they say? We ain't gonna give it back to you. Oh yeah. Alright. As they say, time tells all things. But I don't agree with you. That's all I can tell you. I don't agree with you. Now I know you shift a few trees in here for yourself, to cut down some stuff and make your home and all that good stuff. But the milk and the iron, cobalt. Charcoal. Rubber. The tar. Tar. I'm just saying. Love ye one another. That was a Tito Jackson song. And his mom said, y'all quit all that fighting out there. Quit being prejudiced and all that kind of stuff like that there. We've been hearing this all our lives. Y'all came over here and y'all talked about us sitting on the front porch eating watermelon with black seeds. But that watermelon with a cold glass of Kool-Aid, red at that, sweet to the taste. How you drink a cold glass of Kool-Aid after eating some good old watermelon? All that water. It's the water. The watermelon. And that red meat on the inside. And we couldn't just have a slice. You know, grandma, she go in there and cut you out a piece and tell you go out there and sit on the front porch and eat that watermelon because she know it's finna get kind of juicy around them. You know, flies finna start hitting us. But man, you can't have my watermelon now. Get back. You feel me? Like these here coming in now. I don't know where they coming from, but I ain't nowhere. I ain't around nothing. Get your ass back down now. So I'll be serious. I'll be serious hard because to me, flies come where dead people live. Now I was down there in Texas, and I was sitting there talking to this man, and but you know that's where the temples is down there where I was. The temples where they, you know, where the Egyptians buried their dead. Why you think they send the slaves over there to take? I said, oh, let them come on over here. Huh? And flies just surround you. Like they attack you. This man, he just sitting there, he just talking. Flies all around his face, all around his mouth and everything. I'm like, you mean to tell me you don't know, you don't see them flies and stuff around? Hold up now. Alright, I'm finna go. We go holler at you. That's right. But getting back to what I was saying, because I was on that watermelon with them black seeds, because, you know, I'm eating a watermelon today with white seeds and little bitty thing, tiny, you know, hybrid seeds. You know, I be thinking to myself, you know, what in the hell have these people came here and done to us? And I asked my cousin one day, he said, well, what you think happened to the black seed? Of course, he's a black Spaniard. You didn't hear what I said, this. These people I grew up with now. He said, what you think happened to the black seed? I think he got 2 black children and the rest of them are white. Look like little Indian children. What you call it, Indian. You know, all of them look like what I was meant to say, Native Americans. Because American Indian is different from a Native American. Native American is the people that cross Bering Strait. These same people that probably mix with the American Indians, but now they, you know, their skin is blotched out. They don't have that much melanin anymore. So, when he said that about that black seed, though, I said, okay. The watermelon, most of them are oval shaped, and most of them are round, but I never seen a square one. So the outside of the watermelon represented the earth. And inside a real watermelon with the black seeds would be big as my fingernail right there. Let me take my spin out. It was like sunflower seed, but way bigger than sunflower seed. And when I go and look at these seeds in this watermelon, I will say, oh, no reason they have to go from nation to nation getting everybody. Because that seed's so tiny. It's so tiny, it's small. You have been chewed it up if you didn't know it was there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want you to follow me now. But I got to go from nation to nation. To make this work for me. I just take the black seed. That's what I do. And I'm like, Michael. He said, I go around the world to try to find this lady. And I go around the world to find what I want. That's pleasing and pleasurable to me. That's more healthier for me. That's going to give me everything that I need. The smell, the taste, you know. And then replenish it for that seed. And I ain't got to make no hybrid seed out of that. You feel me? Because it's the original. And that's the way we are. We're the original seed. And no matter how many hybrids you bring about, you will always go back to that original seed at some point. If you took the water off the land and you found a way to get you some more water, eventually you will go back to replace the waters that you removed. And at some given point in his lifetime, since you didn't do what I preach, people right by their treaties, then I suggest that you start. You ain't got to. I say you ain't got to do nothing you don't want to. But I suggest that you start. And I want to say something to the state of California. I don't turn the goddamn speed limit up there. There's going to be some bull crap. You understand? 55 miles per hour. These truck drivers have to drive 50 miles per hour across there and back in the desert. Dude, do you have any damn sense? I don't care if it's the government or the state person who over California. Turn the damn speed limit up. And let them folks get across that damn desert. Ain't a damn thing out there. And y'all traveling from Nevada to California, that's y'all business. We ain't caring nothing about that. We got places to go and things to do. Understand that? Who the hell? Everybody else going 70 and they gotta go 55 across the hot desert. I don't know what chip is today, but he should be over there on the side of the road telling us, go ahead, get on out of here. Get. And come on where you gotta go. You feel me? That's real. Who else do that? Somebody else do that. And I can't think of who it is right now. Somebody that ain't got bad sense. And there go that dog face right there. That's what they call it Dog Valley. There he is right there. He on the rock right there. Oh, dog. Roo! Yeah. Would be amazing to me to see some like a cow head right there. Oh, okay, this is an animal rock form then, okay. That's what I like about rocks. But I hope that some of the people who want to change things in life, that you'll get the first thing right first. And then things can change in life. You know what I'm saying? As they say, we have 4 seasons here a year. So, it's just like the wheel of time, if it's still going forward, sometimes it needs to retract You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's retract that. But we need to go back and set this in place and get it right before we can move forward. You see what I'm saying? That's right. And I ain't trying to be a bad person to anyone or harm anyone or hurt anyone. I'm just being honest with you. And I'm giving you facts. I'm telling you how I feel about a situation. You understand? And I know it's not all about me. It's so a lot of other people who have suffered. And they just going along to get along. And that's the way some of our foreparents did. They went along to get along. But you get tired of fooling with these people out here. You really do. And I don't believe it's more them than it is of us. What I believe is that a lot of us have assimilated. And they have ran their course. So, you know, I feel like we are the majority and they are the minority. With or without. Because one thing I do believe, if a man tell me that you will supply me with your riches and glory, and you haven't done that yet, and the little bit that I did gain while I was with you became what we call an Indian giver. You know, oh, Indian giver. You thought you had gained a soul. But thank God for my people. Thank God for them loving me and caring for me. Thank God for the God of my creation. You did. I had a young man, and this is no lie. It was a young lady, this is trucking now. I was just talking to her, just, you know, because I'm new and everything, and I'm just trying to learn the business in the game, you know, with this a certain company or whatever. And I would call her every now and then just to get some information. One day, I called to get some information. And she always, you know, I hate when people try to put you on the line with somebody that you don't know. And so she did this the first time out, you know, we all conversating and everything, and he talking, you know, crazy. But, you know, I can read in between the lines because that's what the Bible taught. The Bible said line upon line and precept upon precept. That means read in between the lines. Go outside the box to understand what the box got on the inside. Because what I'm seeing ain't what it is. Or what I'm hearing ain't what it is. You feel what I'm saying now? In other words, it's coded. But the message and the signal is coming through loud and clear. Now the bitch did it again. And so, the nappy-headed wench, she did it again. As I said the other word first, so y'all forget. Alright. So, she did it again. And he gets on the phone. And he's a male. And he's talking like, you know, he finna start talking about work. And then all of a sudden it went to another conversation. And he said something like this. Don't be trying to get my good ones. Don't be trying to get my good ones. She never even said a word. I'm kind of looking like if I could just see you. If I could see your face. Because your voice, it don't even sound too, you know, healthy as a man. You feel me? But I'm listening. Go ahead. But see, when you hang up the phone and you didn't want that feedback out about the kid, you know what I'm saying? Everything you said dropped to the ground like nothing. Because when you got something to say to me and you trying to, I guess, drain my energy is what he was trying to do. Because you got people who are energy vampires, you know. He said, you can't get my good ones. You know what I told him? He said he was a pastor or something like that. I said, well, pastor, you just gained you another soul. See, I don't search for souls, baby. I got enough work trying to keep my own. You did. I don't search for no soul. I ain't trying to gain nobody over here with me and on my side. That ain't how it go, boo. That ain't how it work. If I needed her to be in my entourage, that's like me and her saying we gonna go rob a bank. And the minute she get caught, guess what she gonna do to me? She gonna tell it all. So what I need with another nigga? When you ready, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will approve. You dig what I'm saying? Just realize, you feel me? Just realize it. The indigenous people have been through enough. You think I got time to babysit somebody that ain't ready to be taught? You think I got time to babysit somebody who is still stuck on stupid? You think I got time to babysit somebody that just ain't gonna ever be ready? You win some and you lose some. I ain't trying to win none. I gotta see about me. Because if I'm sitting around waiting on you, sir, I'll be waiting to doomsday. And doomsday is already here. I ain't affiliated with no churches. I ain't affiliated with no organizations. I haven't joined no churches. I haven't joined no organizations. I haven't joined no sororities. See, I haven't joined no gang. When I fought by myself. You feel me? See, I got a gang and a sorority member, and I got organizations that, you know, it doesn't even look like me. My organization is immortal. My gang members is immortal. My army, my military is immortal. What I need with you? A penniless broke son of a bitch. I ain't got nothing and you ain't got nothing. What I'm gonna need with you? Think about that the next time. Half and half type of nigga. And one thing about it, if I'm gay, I'm gonna be gay. It ain't gonna be ashamed of nothing that I'm doing and nothing I am. And they ain't gonna hide it from you, and they ain't gonna hide it from my God. You understand that? Anything you do in this world, you should not be ashamed of it. Because it's your choice. That's what you doing. I'm gonna tell you like my mama told me. Whatever you choose to do, be good at it. You did. Be good at it. And love yourself, first and foremost. Self-preservation. And then you can go to make some reservation. to gang up with whoever you want to gang up with. A car full of niggas. What I'm gonna do with them? What I'm gonna do with them? They never lived my life like that, partner. When I roll alone. You dig? Immortal. Oh man, there it is again. Prince of Peace. I think about the Prince of Power. You know, not Maslow, but Einstein said MC squared. M equals MC squared to the second power. They be talking about the speed of light. But let me explain. Just like they told you in that book, everything ain't about, it said the race is not given to the swift, not to the strong, but to him who do it to the end. You dig? So no matter how you come and how it go, you feel me? It's just, it is what it is. Let's just put it like that. You depending on man. When you gonna start depending on yourself? Ain't nobody gonna love you until you learn to love yourself. And then once you love yourself, you go figure out you don't even need all the rest of it. When they gave you that Scrabble board, if you ever played Scrabble, because seeing back then we played Hungry Hippo, Scrabble. We played, what was that doctor game you had to stick them tweezers into and get the bone out of them and all that. They was teaching us how to do surgery and all that with that little game. And then it was teaching us how to do, see, my mind goes way back. And then y'all just sit on y'all computer games and, hit this ball and bust that ball. Oh, yeah, let's go get that. Yeah, let's get that. Oh, no, yeah, punch right there. Get right there. Get right there. Yeah, get right there and punch that. Okay, we see you, and I see you, and you see me. So I ain't gonna have to use no computer. My computer is immortal. Believe it. It's immortal. All right, y'all. I'm done talking for today. See you later. Alligator. And after a while, crocodile.